to everybody. The sporting activity, he talked about Nigerian winning trophies. Recently, the World Cup that just passed, you saw what Morocco did. Because of Morocco now, Africa has 7 slots in the World Cup. We were struggling to get 4, now we have 7 slots. And our principal talked about Nigeria bringing in trophies. It will take our names, it will take Nigerian names, to the world in sports. It's not gonna be a usual thing of no, you have to know somebody before your talent is exhibited or your talent takes you to the sky. He talked about when you put in your talent, you're good to go. It's no longer going to be no, I'm a Nigerian because of a lot of inches, a lot of blocks, I'm not able to go to the Premier League. We want the Premier League to come to Nigeria and put in a base where every youth that is talented will go through the country, and then the country will take him out. When the country takes you out, you're making a name for the country. Whatever you're making in Europe, instead of giving them, because they drain a lot of your percentage in whatever contract you do. So instead of you, Nigeria now will represent you. You are representing Nigeria. When you represent Nigeria, Nigeria discuss with terms and conditions or your contract. So that whatever you're getting, you're no longer giving it to them. You're coming to invest it in Nigeria. It's going to be another source of revenue. It's going to encourage others. Instead of the Europeans dragging the monies, the taxes from you and then pocketing it into their system, we are going to put it into our system. No Nigerian youth will want to nationalize for France, for England, like Bakary Saka. A lot of them are nationalizing. When you go to other aspects, you see people like Antetokounmpo, they are Nigerians. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bibola is a Nigerian. If you see his max extension in the NBA, it's something we should be crying for. It's something we should cry for him not playing for Nigeria. If he plays for Nigeria, if Bamidele Adebayo plays for Nigeria, if Victor Oladipo plays for Nigeria, there's nothing that will stop us from getting the gold medal in the Olympics. We pick the World Cup, we win Nations Cup. Nigeria is going beyond what you're thinking. So he has all those plans for the youth.
All right, let's now look at the education sector. What will your principal be doing differently to bring about improvement in the education sector?
The student loan. A lot of students don't concentrate in school because they do not have tuition fee. They go to farm, they go to do a lot of jobs to get their school fees. Before they come back, the semester has gone far. So you see, those kind of things are drawbacks to students' concentration. He said he will give students loan. 4 years course, in 4 years you're done. If it's 7 years, in 7 years you're done. That's what he said. So when students have this access to loans, just like what's happening in the EU, you have access to scholarship. We are working on how to bring up scholarship from all the European countries. Good students will have scholarship with almost 50 to 70% sponsorship from experience. A lot of students don't concentrate in school because of hustling for tuitions, accommodations and stuff. When students have access to loans, they will have full concentration in school and the best of them is coming out. But you can't have the best of you when half of the semester you're struggling to get how to survive, and then we get the best out of you. So the access to student loan is already a plus. It's a good thing. You put in your whole best, and it's a good product for the country at the end of the day. The country produces very good output out of the student youth. We get good products. When you think good, you get good products and the country moves forward. But you don't expect you to be whole day struggling, looking for how to survive, and then you produce the best out of you can't. The fatigue, the time taken, it's all part of it. So students' loan is an aid to good products.
Well, it looks like you've gone through this manifesto so much, and you know some parts of this manifesto very well. But in all this, which one strikes you most?
I have a lot of experience in the maritime sector. The maritime sector strikes me most.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is in the maritime sector? What is there for us in the maritime sector?
The maritime sector is the heart of the economy, because the oil can't boom without the maritime. When you extract, how do you move it out? So the maritime sector controls the export, the import. I know the number of tons of goods and services that comes in and go out. He talked about, because there are a lot of agencies in the maritime sector. So those agencies have overlapping functions. It's going to match those functions. You take if you're in the coastal, you take if you're in the inland waters, you take if you are in the amphibious. The amphibious is like the island. You get access to it. You only get access when you pass through the water. It's on land, but no access, only through the water. So there are a lot of international oil companies, Shell, Schlumberger, Mobil, that have oil fields on the amphibious, on the swamp, and on the deep seas. So all those are maritime.
Looks like you have to come down to our level a bit for us to understand what you're trying to explain, for us to know what your principal is going to do differently to bring improvement in this maritime sector you're trying to talk about.
Very good. In the maritime sector, there are a lot of obstacles. It's just like the highway. When the road safety or the VIO arrest a vessel and leave it on the road, it will stop the whole movement. So in the maritime sector, he spoke about wreck removals. There are a lot of wrecks that are making the maritime sector, the navigation, unaccessible. Is making it unnavigable. Navigable means smooth flow. So the wrecks are there as obstacles. He said any vessel that has any infringement or whatever it is on the maritime line, on the navigable way, it will be packed, just like the VIO will take the car, they arrest it to an impounding or whichever destination, so that it will not cause havoc or halt movement. That's one of the aspects, one of the challenges of the maritime sector. Smooth flow, navigable.
And is this disturbing revenue or something?
It disturbs revenue a lot, because when you come and you